Naseem here. Now, after using the iPhone SE3 for about 4 months now, the one thing that kept coming to my mind after using it on a day-to-day basis was this one simple statement that I think explains the SE3 pretty perfectly. And that statement is, I think that the iPhone SE3 has the most value out of any budget phone. And I say this because this is one phone that can give you an amazing camera that takes high quality photos. It has a good battery that can last you for most of the day. It offers a great software experience that is buttery smooth. And it has a powerful chip that can handle anything that comes its way. And there were many things about the SE that made me consider it over other brands. But the main thing that I liked about this phone is that it lasts much longer in terms of hardware and software. It has a premium build quality that is just like the iPhone 8. And it will have software updates for up to 6 years, so it's far ahead of its competition. And even though it has a completely outdated look and isn't the biggest phone, I think that if you don't mind its shortcomings, then this will be an amazing phone for you. And now the first thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the iPhone SE3 is the software. Now, I really liked how the iPhone SE3 was able to run iOS 15. Like right here, you can see me scrolling through the OS, and throughout my time of using it, I was shocked that I didn't get any lags or hiccups along the way. I also really like that I was able to use some older features on my SE3, and it benefits someone who's not used to or doesn't want to bother with any of the newer iPhones. For me, it was like a trip to the past combined with the software of the future, and that's why I think that people who enjoyed the older iPhones will be very happy with the SE3. And the last thing that I loved about the SE3 software was that it felt like it was made for this phone. Like I wasn't missing any significant features and was overall really satisfied with the experience. And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the iPhone SE3 is the display. Now, the reason that I like the display on the SE3 was because even though it was smaller compared to other phones, I still think that in terms of resolution and quality, it held its own weight and left me really satisfied. The colors were vibrant, the sharpness was good, and the whole picture didn't compare to low budget specs, but that's kind of where my likes about the display come to an end. Now, the first problem that I had with the display was that it wasn't that bright. Like whenever I would go outside and try to look at the phone, it was really hard to see even when I turned the brightness all the way up. And that's where the cheapness started to show. I also really didn't like the fact that the screen didn't have a 120 Hz refresh rate like on a lot of other budget phones. Like, don't get me wrong, Apple makes pretty good 60 Hz displays, but I feel like the standard refresh rate for a phone now is 120, and the fact that it's 60 makes it seem more outdated. And now the last thing that I really didn't like about the display on the SE3 was the fact that Apple still decided to include those huge bezels that nobody asked for. I felt like if Apple really wanted to, they could have made the screen like the iPhone XR, gave us a 720p display so that it will be considered budget, and give us much more screen real estate. Like right here, you can see me watching the video, and the bezels are so huge that there will be times where I can get distracted looking at my reflection, and that was a huge problem for me. But besides that, I wanted to watch a video and play a game to give you guys an idea of what the display is really like.
Kicks it out, Kobe, a deep three. Whoa! Whoa! Wow. With a play against Houston. Wow, that was a terrific shot by Bryant.
And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the iPhone SE3 is the battery. Now, one thing that I really liked about the SE3's battery was that if I wasn't using power heavy apps or playing games, I could be able to make the phone last till the end of the day. I'll be doing things like watching YouTube, listening to music, talking, etc. And if you're doing any of those light things, then it will last you for most of the day. But again, when I would use power heavy apps like Twitter, I would have about 4 to 5 hours of on-screen time, and my phone would last me until 4 p.m., which wasn't really good at all. So I would personally say that if you're someone who still uses those power heavy apps, then you should always keep your car, regular or portable charge on you so that your phone won't die unexpectedly. And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the iPhone SE3 is the power. And if you guys didn't know, the iPhone SE3 has an A15 Bionic chip that is the exact same chip that you can find in the latest iPhone, starting from the 13 mini all the way to the 13 Pro Max. And if I'm being honest, I will say that the power held up really well. Like right here, you can see me playing a power heavy game and there are no hiccups whatsoever. There were even times where I was on the phone playing and again, the phone didn't freeze or slow down on me. The processor is what really made this phone feel fresh. Everything else on the SE3 is old, but the power makes this phone feel much faster and smoother. I also really like that whenever I was using power heavy apps, my phone would get hot, but not to the point where I should be concerned. Like on a lot of other budget phones, the bag would get so hot to the point where I couldn't hold it anymore. And if you are someone who was interested in buying the iPhone SE3, then one benefit is that it will last you much longer than any other budget phone, not only because of its processor, but also because it will be able to update for the next 5 to 6 years. And now the final thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to the iPhone SE3 is the cameras. Now, I'm still surprised by the iPhone SE3's cameras because if you look at it from the outside, it doesn't really look that good. But once you start taking pictures, it gets really good. Like when we look at these outside daytime photos, we can see that this is where the camera was able to shine. My selfies were surprisingly good. The accuracy was on point and the resolution was mildly sharp. And now we look at the inside daytime photos, we can see that the camera again was able to shine with good lighting. The sharpness wasn't always there, but was still acceptable. My skin tone looked great and the objects look really good. And now when it came to video quality, I will say that this is the best budget video camera that you're going to get in the market. Every photo I took was good, especially when the lighting and vibrancy was right. And to show you guys what I mean, here's a sample video. And there it is, my review on the iPhone SE3 after 4 months of use. Now let me know down in the comments, would you get the iPhone SE3 over any other budget phone in the market? Let me know. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I would like to say thank you for sticking around. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe, it'll be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.